we have this show. So Shoot the Breeze episode 247, our last Shoot the Breeze topic, and it just it's a proclamation, really. And it says we are all connected, and it's brought to you by an Instagram video where one individual showed on how many different African tribes or ethnicities share, not just share in language, but share in culture. Again, this is just one of many language or cultural groups that are tied in Africa. As you guys know, Africa is made of 54 countries. And then in that, there's countries that have as much as like 60 plus African tribes and ethnicities. So let's go to Instagram where this video is. And again, this is more of a proclamation, but if you want to add on your thoughts, please feel free to do so. And again, this is more of just a feel good, just to end the night. How about it? Let's take a listen.
And we do not say tree, but we say
umti, umuti, muti, 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 omuti, muti, muti, omuti, muti, omuti, mti, muchi, muti, mti, omuti.
If you enjoyed today's video, click the link on my profile. It will direct you to my YouTube channel. And on YouTube, I'll be posting longer and much more educational videos. You will learn more about Abantu. We are not just a language family. We are genetically related, and of which I'm working on a beautiful video. So do not miss out. Go to my YouTube channel, Bantu Bison.
Hey, once again, if you are just joining in, I am Jacadero, proudly filling in for Brother Koku here on Shoot the Breeze episode 247. We're at the back end of the show. What were you doing this entire time if you're just joining us? But I understand if you're busy, especially working hard as a Pan-African nationalist. On our sixth and last Shoot the Breeze topic, it's a proclamation, really, but if you want to add your own thoughts, saying we are all connected. And that video from Instagram showed on how many different African nationalities and tribes say the same word for the term tree. Again, tree, where sometimes fruits grow out of, and even sometimes where people hang out on. And look at that. Muti or umti or umunti. Especially for my panelists that are in the United States, as I am. Maybe also you could elaborate. Is there some words that you've come across that are in different states that you've traveled and it's meaning the same thing, but maybe it's just a related word? We'll start off with Brother Bakari. Did this video show you or affirm that we are all connected? And then is there anything that in your travels here in the United States that shows you Black people, we pretty much are saying the same thing, but just using different words or related words?
Hey, come back to me.
No worries, no worries. Anthony, what say you from this video? Same question.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like the video. Okay, yeah. Okay, obviously, if we think about it, African people have always moved around. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying Africa's on the continent. We always moved around. Now, like say, for instance, like the Bantu people, what we say are people who speak Bantu languages, whatever. Okay. Now, when we think of Bantu people, we think a lot of time we think of in Southern Africa, like the Zulu people or the Ndebele people, Swazi people, and those different Bantu groups in Southern Africa. But that the Bantu people started up in West Central Africa, even in parts of like areas like Cameroon and in Nigeria, parts of Nigeria where Nigeria and Cameroon meet, in the Congo Basin in Angola, that area of West Central Africa. And over a period of time, Bantu people started migrating, migrating south, migrating in different areas. You know, you have some Bantu people who went east. You know what I'm saying? You into Tanzania, you know, Kenya, the East Africa, the Great Lakes region, that area, and some went south. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell in the language where you have these names like for example, like the Zulu people. Now the Zulu people a lot of times refer to themselves as Amazulu. It's Amazulu, AMA, you know, Amazulu. Or you hear words like Ba, like the Basotho people. You know what I'm saying? Or the Botswana people. You know, these kind of names like this. You know, all of these are names that were connected to that went back into like to the Congo region, to the Congo basin, what is now the Congo DRC. That area, a lot of those names, you see a lot of those same kind of names, prefixes, you know, of ethnic groups' names in the Congo that you see them in Southern Africa, you know, in a parts of East Africa, you know, for example, you know what I'm saying? So, and another thing you see, like I was talking to this brother from Uganda. His name's he has a channel on YouTube. His name is Eli Wananda. You know, he's from Uganda, but he's based in the UK now. You know, and he does a lot of great work. And me and him was talking, so I was greeting him one day. Now I know that he spoke Kiswahili. You know, so I greeted him one day. I was trying to be slick. I greeted him. I was trying to see because he figured out what I was saying. So I greeted him in an Igbo greeting. You know what I'm saying? It was an Igbo greeting that I used. And so and then he looked at, he was saying, "Oh, the word looks familiar." You know, he was trying to say, "It looked like he asked me, was it Kiswahili?" I was saying, "No, you know, it was an Igbo word." So we had a discussion about that very topic, about how a lot of words that African people use at different parts of the continent sound similar or have the same kind of meaning. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's definitely a thing. You know, it's definitely a thing among African people. You know, you can see those shaking joke talking about that cultural continuity among African people. But like I think the biggest thing that I could come away with that something that ties like Black people not only on the continent but Black people, you know, in the diaspora here in the United States, in the Caribbean, and all over the Black world is one thing that all of us Black people do. And we don't understand it though. I mean, they even had a little mini documentary about it. All of us know one thing. When I'm walking down the street and Jackadero, you walking down the street, what Black people do? We look at each other and we throw that head up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We do that head nod. It don't matter wherever we are, we gonna do that. Whether I'm a Black American and you are a continental African or a brother from Haiti or Jamaica or whatever, when we see each other, we don't even have to speak and talk to each other. But we know one thing that we do. We look at each other and we throw that head back. You know what I'm saying? And it was this brother on this little documentary that I had. It was a little small documentary. He was I think it's from Nigeria. And he was saying that this is something that Africans do on the continent, particularly in West Africa, you know, where he was from. I guess he was talking about where he was from. But he said this is something that we always did. It was just an African thing, like an Igbo thing, a Yoruba thing. It was an African thing. And so that's something right there that connects all of us. And everywhere you go, it don't matter wherever you go, and y'all all know it. When Black people meet, if we in a place where there's a whole bunch of white folks, a whole bunch of non-Black people, we be happy as hell when we see one of us. You know what I'm saying? And we look at each other, and what we do? We throw that head with that head, dog. I'll leave it right there.
I appreciate it, Anthony. And yeah, I go out of my way to do the head nod. I go out of my way. I make sure, hey, if I'm passing you at the grocery store, gas station, dentist's office, I make sure, man, hey, yo, I'm giving that head nod just to let you know, hey, we're in this together. In the chat, before we get into Cheryl's thoughts, she says, yes, forms of facial expression. Absolutely. Trigger Happy says, it is way more likely that Africa encompasses a language area that subsumes most of Africa instead of fragmented regions like Bantu or Niger, Congo, or Nilo-Saharan. And then a truth.
Excuse me, Jagadero.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just for a minute, I just wanted to throw that word. Remember, I was telling you about the brother. I was saying I gave the Igbo greeting. The word was Udo Nyangozi. That's what it was, Udo Nyangozi.
Yeah,
It
in
means
gold.
peace and blessings. It means peace and blessings. It's from the Igbo language.
Look at that. Look at that, huh? Look at that. Anthony the linguist. Real Truth and Power says race first. Excuse me here. Race first, family from Brother Everett. What's up, Brother Everett, man? How are you doing? And Trigger Happy says we've had these prompts before, but Kamji verse had a good channel speaking to this. Theophile Obanga also has a book that deals with African historical linguists. Man, true indeed. Sister Amma, what say you? We are all connected. Again, this is a proclamation, but maybe you have something to add to this. And then also, being in the United States, have you come across just similarities among African Americans, Black Americans in the United States where they were saying the same thing but using different words or saying similar words to mean the same thing?
Yeah, you know what? There are a lot of examples of actual words. I don't know them off the top of my head, but what I do know is um something that I notice black people do in America that they do on the continent. Like when you're trying to put emphasis on something, like you're trying to say, "Oh, well, this is amazing." Like or you're trying to say like you can say like this is amazing or this is really bad. That's like the the English way of saying it. But a lot of times black people in the States will say, is it good or is it bad? Like we'll put emphasis on we'll say the word twice to put emphasis on it. And people on the continent do that. I think they like I've heard like people on the continent, they'll do it in their own language, but to put emphasis on how they feel about something, they'll repeat it twice. I don't know if you guys have experience with that.
Yeah, you're actually talking to somebody who speaks an African language, and yeah, that's common in Swahili. The word for sorry is pole, Pole. So when I double it and say pole pole, that means slowly, and I can tell somebody, "Hey, enda pole pole," meaning go slowly. I
Yeah.
mean, there's many. So man, I'm glad that you know that. Big shout out
Yeah.
to you.
Because we do it all the time. Like that's a very common thing. Also, again, these are not like specific words that can be directly translated, but also like all right, this is very common like in the South. Like you'll see it up north too, but when you're talking and you're talking fast or you're trying to get something out quickly, you'll drop the R in words, or you don't people would say, "Oh, you're not speaking proper, but you're speaking slang." Like that guy is a killer. Like we'll drop the R. You see what I'm saying? Like that's just one example. Like we'll take the R because it takes too much to pronounce R. That's like a very English thing to do. Like that's a very like European, like when we take the R out, like white people will be like, "Oh, you're speaking that slang." Like you're speaking that Ebonics. That's part of Ebonics. Like you don't put emphasis on the word because it takes when you enunciate. Well, they call it enunciation for them, but when you do that, like for them, that's speaking proper. But for us, it's more about what we're trying to say versus how we're saying it. We're trying to get a point across. We're not worried about like how it sounds. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that has fascinated me, again, I grew up in the States, but I wasn't born in the States. And one of the things that my dad got really upset at me about when I was younger was I used to say axe because I heard my Black American, African American friends say axe. Hey, I asked you a question. And then he would.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. No, that's one of those things that kind of like white people, they're like if you're speaking, they'll be like, it's not X, it's ask. But that's too much. There's just too, it's too. There's so many words that are like that in English, and we just kind of even what I just said just now, like kinda, like I didn't say kind of, I said kind of. Like we'll blend words and stuff like that. Like we'll blend kind and of, and we'll say kind of.
One
Like
of the things that one of the things that I really love is again, like, you know, I grew up in the States, but you know, my black friends would always say, like, you know, you see what I'm talking about? And I'm like, wait a minute. I went home
like
once and I was
wait, that's not how you say it. What are you talking about? Like that's too much.
like, well, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, do I know what you're talking about?
Right, right, right. Or we'll say, instead of saying that, because the th, oh my god, my parents used to hate. I didn't say that. I would say that. Like, how you do that? How you do that right there? Like, we'll like, cause you're just trying to get what you're trying to say out. Ain't nobody got time for all of the that. Like, we can't. Some of us just don't do that.
In the
Unless we're
chat.
like
Hey,
speaking in
hey,
if we're
Jackadero.
speaking in a lecture or something, or if you're in a college, you'll do it. But if you're just talking and you're just trying to, you know, get a point across, you're not going to say that. We're not typically we don't emphasize that. We'll just say that thing over there. Go get me that thing. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. Anthony, you have you have anything else to add to maybe what Emma was referencing?
Yeah, I was just going to say she damn near took the words out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you listen at black people, especially like down here in the South, you know, I live in the Southern United States, or you hear black people in the Caribbean, or black people in Nigeria, especially like, you know, who like, you know, the everyday the local people, you know, like who they speak like what they call it Nigerian pidgin or whatever like that. None of us can say the word they. Like I'm gonna say it like that, you know, like they with the th. We always say what they, where they at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We always say where they at. Like, you know, it's just, I mean, well, where they, hey man, where they at? Or where they going, man? You know what I'm saying? Where they at, they. Like the DEY. You know what I'm saying? It's always that, it's that same pronunciation, but you in West Africa, parts of West Africa, or the Caribbean, or the Southern United States, you know. So yeah, that's what I was saying. It's words like that, like what the sister was saying, you know, that, you know, we all had those same pronunciations and things like that. You know, I was growing up, man. My mom, it used to be something like when we kids, like you pick something up that you ain't got no business picking up, or you put it somewhere else. And I'm gonna go and say, set that there right there. Now you know what? Some people wouldn't even know what the hell she said. You know what I'm saying? Hey, set that there right there. Now you know we know what that means, but like set that there right there. You know, like I'm saying that same thing with the sister was talking about. We don't know how to pronounce that th for nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the before we get into Brother Bakari's thoughts, one of the things that I also really love here in the States is that black people black people on the phone, before they come over to somebody's house or a gathering, they'll say, "Who all over there?" and it's a code for like asking like it's a code, like it's supposed to be asking like, "Yo, is somebody over there that I don't really mess with?" But like if you're not in the culture, like you have no idea what they're asking you, you know, because if like you just say, "Oh well, I mean everybody's over here," you know, you look like a fool. Everybody's over here. What are you talking about? You know, it's like no. Who all over there? You know, it's like, oh, you know what? Okay, him and her, they over here. All right, okay, I'm so straight on that. And even just saying I'm straight, universally in America, let me not say universally, but all over America, everybody black know what I'm straight means. Hey, you straight? I'm straight. Hey, nah, she not straight, bro. And that has nothing to do with sexuality. That's just like, hey, you straight, bro? Brother Bakari, from what you heard, man, we're all connected. We're just a proclamation. I guess any thoughts on this? Anything? Any examples that you can use? Brother Bakari might be straight on this conversation, huh? Lord Slaughter says, who all there pronounce I can't even pronounce this. I can't even pronounce Hey, Anthony, help me out. I can't even pronounce that.
What is that? Who
all there?
all over? Who there? We just be like, who there? Like you say it in a certain tone, all you gotta say is who there. If you say it like that, then we know what you're talking about.
Oh man, we can go on and on, man, but I want to get you guys on with the rest of your guys this weekend. So you know what that means, man. It's time for shout outs, man. Shout out person, place, thing, anything that you got going on, whether it's personal, whether it's public. If you want to keep it private, you can keep it private, but this is your time to shine. We are chivalrous here. That means that yes, we respect one another, especially our women, huh? So come on, being chivalrous Africans, we're gonna allow Amma to go. Not allow. We want you. We encourage you to go first with your shout outs. What shout outs do you have for this week?
Man, so I'm gonna shout out to a place. I'll shout out to the Caribbean, Jamaica in particular, because that was my first time staying. I've been to Jamaica before many times, but that was my first time staying in Kingston. Um, you know, when we travel to places, like a lot of places have their issues. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, everything's perfect, everything's great, because there's always things that we got to work on. A lot of the beaches and everything in Jamaica, they're being bought up by non-black people, and not just Jamaica, but other places too. But there, that should say something about the value of the land. And I think if we just valued the land more, we could come back, and we could, the people, like black people who are Jamaican, Jamaican ancestry, whatever, Caribbean, wherever you come from, go back and invest in your land before all these people come and take it. The Chinese coming, the Arabs coming, the Indians, they come and taking everything. It's like less than 15% of the beaches you can access that are free. Now, everywhere you go, pretty much you gotta pay to get on a beach. That's insane. Like if you're Caribbean, that's your birthright. That's your land. Like so I just wanna give a shout out, to the potential that we have as black people to go back, even if you're not native to the Caribbean, even if you just black, you just want to go back, you want to, give back to the land, because it's so much value. Like they got like, and I know this from time, but they got fruit falling off the trees, free fruit, ain't no pesticides, ain't no, like, I find so much value in that. That's just amazing to me, because you ain't getting that in the States. You for damn sure not getting that in the States. What? Free fruit off the tree? They gonna cut that tree down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that, the water, bro, I'm telling you. I'm like, bro, if I could be here, I would be here. I would stay here. This is great. But again, they do face challenges, but i- it's challenges that we should be willing to like accept, and we should be willing to like try to, work out. So I mean, more power to the Caribbean, because wonderful place, great potential. We just need like mind. We just need a like mind as a people.
I appreciate it, my man. Yeah, the Caribbean, man. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to them. In the chat, Lord of Slaughter says, I'm shouting out that Fong sister in the video. And then Lord of Slaughter's upset. Put that video back on. All right, just for you. I love it. I love it. Remember, I'm here because of you guys. I'm not here because of anything else. So hopefully she ends up, and who knows? Maybe, just maybe, Lord of Slaughter, you use your detective work to find out her social media. And Lord of Slaughter adds, I agree, quality of life is better than trinkets. Man, absolutely. Trigger Happy says, shouts out to the African teams in the World Cup making it through to the knockout stages. DR Congo were exceptional. Same with Senegal. Shouts out to the Sahel Alliance, the AES, for cutting ties with France diplomatically, as well as, if you guys didn't get to hear, Niger and the rest of the Sahel countries officially submitted their request to exit the ICC, the International Court of Justice. But more on that a little bit. Brother Bakari, if you're back on, not answering phone calls, what shouts out do you have?
I want to give out a shout out to all the Black African nations over in that made the round of 32. Are we still boycotting? Are we still boycotting South Africa because they one of them? But they're one of the teams that made it. Are we still against? Are they still against South Africa, man? Let me know something, you know. But that's my shout out. And shout out to you, Jackadero. You do a good job, man. You do a damn good job when you come in. And and shout out to everybody on the panel. Alma, she came up. Black Steel, man. Me and Black Steel ain't had no good debate in a while, man. I don't think you was around when me and Black Steel used to go at it. I'm trying to figure out a way to go back to get it. But you know what? That's my shout out, man. I enjoyed the live for the time that I was here. It was good, even though I may have not been on the panel. I was still listening. So, man, I appreciate the chat and the panel. Peace.
We appreciate you, Brother Bakari. Anthony, what shouts out do you got for this week?
Oh, all right, man. I want to give a shout out to you, Jackadero, man. You're doing a great job, man. You know, at Koku Spot, man. You know everything, and shout out to everybody on the panel, man, to the sisters and everybody. And yeah, you know, and my team kind of they had a setback today, man. The Ghana Black Stars, you know, but you know they still in the running though. But yeah, we had a setback today, but you know, big up to the Ghana Black Stars, man. You know, we still rolling with them though. And man, you know what? I ain't gonna fake the funk, man. I'm for the South African soccer team, man. I want them to go as far as they can go, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold what's happening back there, you know, against them, man. You know, I want them to do good. And shout out to Mississippi for being the second home of the Blues and a black culture, man. You know, big ups to Bakari and the Mississippi folks, man. Louisiana.
Appreciate appreciate that, and I knew it was coming. I was like, damn, I forgot to get him.
You guys are hilarious, man. Man, my shout outs. Let's start with, and this goes more on a message as well, but the shout out to the Supreme Court justices who did everything that they could to try to keep TPS, the temporary protected status. Whether or not you agree that Haitians should leave or go, the fact that did they even have a fighting chance? That's the biggest thing. Did they even have a fighting chance? Again, people are about to be sent back to a place that you have a government overthrow happening within our eyes. And again, you know, some people can say, oh, this is just anarchy. And some people will look at it and say, hey, that's an attempt to change the government. But nonetheless, Haiti did have their president assassinated by American citizens. So a whole power vacuum has opened up, and now people are trying to take advantage. So this is why voting is important. So shout out to each and everybody who has registered to vote. If you're in the United States, the least that you can do, if you don't want to join a black organization, if you don't want to do anything else, the least that you could do is vote. If you want to vote, please vote. It changes more than what you think. It's not just about the president of the United States. It's a whole bunch of, it's your representatives from your district, it's your Senate, it's your governors, it's your city council. Oh man, especially the city that you live in. I mean, you pay it. If you're living in the United States, you pay taxes, presumably. Your city council has a lot to do with that. And each city council has a district that they're in charge of. I can't emphasize this enough. Second shout out, Koku. I mean, without Koku, without you guys, man, I'm not even here. So as far as hosting Shoot the Breeze. So big shout out to Koku. And then last but not least, man, you guys already know. If you don't already know, come on now. I am Jacadero, proudly of Omaha, Nebraska, home of the Empowerment Network, the strongest team in the Midwest. Man, we're a Black organization, and we partner up with sister cities like Tulsa, Oklahoma, Kansas City, Missouri, East Lansing, Michigan, Memphis, Tennessee, and everything outside and in between. But what is the Empowerment Network? I mean, we empower you, whether you're HVAC, real estate, finance, AI, fintech, name it. Every year we hold the Rebuilding a Village Conference every May. You might have missed this one. Don't miss the next one next May. In the meantime, we have partnerships and we have collaborations going on each and every week, believe it or not. One of them being a mentor program, the Step Up program, where we have Black men and women that mentor high school students, Black high school students, African high school students, believe it or not. 6%. I have the data. Ask me. I know 6% of those students are of either African immigrant households or African immigrant themselves. So we don't just talk, we put our money where our mouth is, And we talking about big money too. Big money, We got, I mean, we can claim it. We can claim it now. We got the first Black mayor elected last year. Mr. John Ewing Jr. So, I mean, come on. If you're in Omaha, Nebraska, or if you are in any of those sister cities and you want to be a part of it, visit the website, www.empoweromaha.com, the official website of the strongest Black empowerment group here in the Midwest. And it's a new revived website, man. Come on now. Human beings are about visuals first, right? First and foremost, we got the visuals, a new website. So get involved. And again, Rebuilding the Village Conference, get involved, man. Come on now. If you can't belong to any other Black organization, be a part of this, the Empowerment Network. With that being said, let me go ahead and get out of here. Lord of Slaughter says RBG and Land of Crawford. Yeah, you already know the champ, undefeated. All right, with that being said, I'm Jacadero, proudly filling in for Brother Koku here on Shoot the Breeze episode 247 on the Bitter Medicine Podcast. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Bitter Medicine Podcast with your host, Koku. If you like what you just heard, we hope you pass along our web address, bittermedicineblogs.com, to your friends and colleagues, and share our show to all your social media. Be sure to check out our archive section on our website for previous podcasts. This has been a KWAZ radio production. Join us next time for another session of the Bitter Medicine Podcast. Follow us on Facebook at Bitter Medicine Show, Twitter, Bitter Meds, Tumblr, Bitter Meds, Instagram, Bitter Medicine.